So what really is risk, and how should we think about it when it comes to our investments, when it comes to our retirement, when it comes to our life? Let's start off with the first one, investments. Let's go for a walk and talk about it. You know, I'm kind of known as the early retirement guy on YouTube. And so I want to start off with investments. And some people would say investing in stocks is much riskier than maybe investing in short-term high-quality bonds, or maybe even better, hiding your money under the mattress. But you know, the way I look at risk is, what is the likelihood of you not achieving your goals? And if you look at it from that lens, through that lens, you'll see that very quickly that hiding your money under the mattress may very well be one of the riskiest things that you can do. So, you know, the challenge with stock investing is stocks, just by their nature, it's a feature of the stock market. It's not a bug. It's going to be volatile. It's going to move up and down, right? When scary times are out there, your portfolio in stocks can very quickly lose 20, 30% or more. We saw that during COVID. It was the fastest 30% drop in the S&P 500 on record ever. I think it was just a little over 3 weeks. I think it was 22 days. And that'll take your breath away, right? Let's say that you're saving up for retirement and you've gotten up to $750,000. And let's say your goal is $800,000. Well, you know, 33% of 750, if you'll give me easy math, is losing $250,000 in just over 3 weeks. That is scary. And most of us, it's just human nature. We think about it and say, how long did it take me to save $250,000 that I just lost in 3 weeks? And you know, the answer is, it took a long time to save that, right? So it can be scary to be in the stock market. And I'm not saying to throw caution to the wind and that everybody should be 100% in the stock market. Absolutely not, right? Your allocation to stocks should be based on a number of things, your specific situation. And this video is not financial advice. I don't know your specific situation, so I can't help you. But I do know that it can be, and most often for all but the rarest of people, it is riskier, if you define risk by the likelihood of not achieving your goal. For the vast majority of us, it's much riskier to not have investments in the stock market than to have investments. And now I want to expand it beyond the stock market, because I think it gives some depth to the discussion that we can bring into the stock market. So, you know, when you look at your life, you know, it's risky to get married, right? It's scary. I remember when I was in my 20s and thinking about getting married. You know, it's scary because at least in the United States, about half of us end up getting divorced. And that can be enormously expensive, both financially as well as emotionally. So it's risky to do that. It's risky to have kids, right? Who knows? I'm fortunate. I've got 2 very good young adult children, but that doesn't happen for everybody, no matter how great of a parent you are. So it's risky to have kids, but yet as I look back on my life, the 2 most important decisions in my life that have given me the most joy in my life is, the first one is to get married, and the second one was to have kids. And that has given my life so much more meaning. So it's risky to do these things. It's risky to try starting a business, right? 80% of businesses fail. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't try to start a business if that's something that you want to do. Because you know what's even riskier is looking back on our one life when we're getting older, like at my age, and thinking, you know, I never tried. I never went. I never had my turn at the plate and swung. So I'm fortunate. I did get a chance when I was younger, before I got into financial advising, to start a company. And I'm really, really grateful that I had a chance to do that. So I want you to think about risk. Really, the risk that matters the most is, did you get the most out of life? And let's go back to risk with investments. Are there goals that are really important to you? Is there a cause that you care about that you'd like to support? Would you like, I'm kind of the one house guy also on YouTube. I say there's 3 secrets to building your wealth. The first one, of course, is no matter how much you make, you need to spend less than you earn, right? So that's the first factor in building wealth. The second one is one house. And the third one, I kind of saying just, but it's true, is one spouse. So, but if one of your goals is, you'd love to have a beach house, that's an important goal. Well, you have to just ask yourself, how important is that goal? And are you willing to put up with the volatility in the stock market? Maybe instead of, a lot of people are 70 or 80% in the stock market. But if you have a goal like that, that's important to you, and you and your spouse, you and your partner, are on the same page, maybe you take a little more risk in your portfolio when you're younger. Maybe you say, you know what, to achieve my goals, I need to stay 100% in the stock market. And what that's going to mean is it's going to mean some sleepless nights. I wish that wasn't the case. There are people that can be 100% in the stock market and not lose sleep when the market goes down 30% and nobody knows if it's going down 50 or 60%. And if that sounds crazy, in 2008, 2009, the market went down over 50%. I believe it bottomed out pretty close, a little worse, the S&P 500, then down 60%, 60%. And if you think 30% will take your breath away, I don't think it's linear. I don't think 60% is twice as bad. I think it's like 10 times as bad during that period of time. So, think about what risk means to you. Think about what your goals are. Think about what you're willing to risk, to sacrifice in order to achieve your goals. Also think about what your timeline is. If you have a longer time horizon, if you're younger, you can recover. The stock market historically always has recovered. It doesn't mean that it's going to in the future, but you can afford to take more risk. You have time on your side. And my favorite tool to buffer out the volatility that is inherent in the stock market is time, right? You could use cash. You could use bonds. Both of those are likely going to dampen your returns over time. But if you're younger, you have time. And the nice thing about time is it doesn't dampen your returns. If you look at the volatility in the stock market, boy, on a day-to-day basis, it's very volatile. On a week-to-week basis, it's a little less volatile, but still very volatile. Same thing on a monthly basis, even on a yearly basis. But if you look at the stock market over 10 years and certainly 20-year periods, it's quite a bit less volatile. In fact, the odds are dramatically in your favor that you'll look back over a 20-year period if you can stay the course and be glad you had that stock exposure. I also think you're going to be glad to watch my next video up here that talks about how much does the average retiree have in income in retirement, the average income for retirees in the United States. I'll see you in there. Thanks for watching this video. Bye-bye.